like whatever on your ring.
Poggers. Listen, guys. I don't know if you've heard about this. Everybody has heard about this one. Sonic Unleashed is on PC. Isn't that crazy?
My king game.
Poggers, bro. This is actually my first Sonic game, like ever. Okay.
Shout out Sonic.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Sonic.
Shout out Sonic. Shout out Sonic.
All right, brother. So you might be wondering, what's Sonic Unleashed Recompiled supposed to mean?
Yeah,
Shut
I
up.
kind of am one.
Thank you.
Okay.
So basically, Recompiled is unlike decompilation, where they just kind of turn everything into like manually C++ code or whatever. This is what this does is it just translates the game into code for your machine to run. Like they don't go through all of the code. They just make the code runnable as an exe. You know what I mean?
No.
Basically, everybody on YouTube has been just praising this game all over the place, as if it's like it's a masterpiece now. Like, you know, they hated it 10 years ago, but now that it's on PC, it's like it's uncapped frame rate, it's 4K. You can finally enjoy everything without any like lag, and you get the ultimate experience. And everybody's like, okay, this is one of the best Sonic games ever made. And the Warhog isn't bad, you know. He's actually pretty cool. It's just that you didn't know how to play him 10 years ago, but now you just, you know, level up the moves, and now he's cool. Like, now you know the trick, right? That's what everybody's saying essentially. And I kind of completely disagree. I think the game is exactly not really as hated as it should have been on release, but I think the game's kind of like good but not great. The consoles did hold it back, but the game was also just overhated because it dropped after 06. Like, this was the game after 06. So hating Sonic was cool at the time, right? And I honestly think that what's happening with this game right now is kind of similar to Sonic 06, because I know you're not in the Sonic community much, but basically there's this guy that ported made his own like version of the game on PC. It's like the same levels, but the gameplay's tighter and stuff, and some changes, right? And everybody all of a sudden is like, yo, Sonic 06 is one of the best Sonic games of all time, right? And that's kind of insane, because the game sucks. It's just that a fan project made it better. You know what I mean? So it's kind of revisionist history, and I think that's kind of what's happening with this game too, where everybody's like, yo, the Warhog was never bad. You know, the game's epic. This game has no negatives. It's all sunshines and rainbows. You know what I mean?
Dude, I thought this game was epic back in the day. I would have been part of that fan club. I thought the Warhog was sick.
I love it. I love the game. I used to hate the Warhog on PS3, but like that's because I was a kid and I was dumb and I didn't know how to play them. I think the game's really good. Here's the problem is like the game has some really annoying design mechanics, especially towards the end. Like the final stage is completely just a marathon of wanting to torture you, essentially. Like, you don't get to enjoy the Warhog or regular Sonic. It is just pure, like, annoying design. They want you to have, like, 99 lives and you keep trying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even if you get good at the final stage, because, you know, this was kind of normal at the time, honestly. Like, games cranking it up at the final stage way too much, and kids having to play for, like, 15 different hours to finally do it, right? But the final boss in this game sucks completely. It is absolute dog shit. The Wii version is better, because then it's actually a playable fight. In this one, you just swap between the big, like, the chip is actually like Gaia or what, Light Gaia, and you swap between Light Gaia and Sonic over and over, and Light Gaia is just doing quick time events over and over, whereas Sonic is like doing dashing around stuff. And and then there's like big tentacles that you have to hit. You don't actually hit the real boss in this game, like in the actual like real version, not the Wii version. And you just you don't hit the final boss. It's just you hit his tentacles, and then Sonic takes him out in a cutscene. Does that sound horrible to you? It is, especially since like the tentacle stuff is not a normal stage. It's literally just like a big mini game almost. You know what I mean? So
what I'm hearing is the Wii version is the superior version, and everyone else could get bent.
No, the Wii to me, the Wii version has the better final boss. But outside of that, I would say this one's better. The Wii game is pretty good though. But I honestly, I just think everybody, because this is an old game, like people have been begging for Sega to bring it back, like port it. I think everybody's
Hmm.
just kind of in the honeymoon phase where they're just looking at the good stuff. Like nobody cares 10 years later that the final boss is lame because everybody's played it already. Everybody knows that it's kind of lame. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, nobody's gonna be shocked by that, and everybody's kind of just glazing this game as if it's perfect. It is not perfect, but I do think it is one of the best like 3D Sonic games. It's just over like I don't. I just lost my save file because I started a new game with them. The cool thing about the fact that it's ported to PC now is you can download mods way easier, and Sonic fans, they're insane. Like modding especially, they're actually insane. So you could play the Werehog and even like regular Sonic however you want, and it's like as optimal as you want in the way that you want. That's the coolest thing probably about the fact that this has been ported now, is not just the 4K gazillion FPS, it's the mod support and easy access to mods. Because this game is like, it's almost great, with some touches, it's like perfect. But I don't think anybody can fix the final boss, sadly.
Damn. Well, sometimes, maybe that's like the best part about it when they're imperfect.
It's true.
Or maybe I'm capping.
You're capping so hard, brother. Wow, I always loved that guy. Can we get Chip back? We need Chip again.
There's no way people are asking for Chip, bro.
Yes,
there's no universe where people are asking for Chip.
Yes, it is literally a vicious cycle in Sonic where something old is like at the time people are kind of like mid on it, and then years pass and they're like, that was shit. And then like 10 years more pass and they're like, wow, this was great. Can we bring it back? It's the same stuff, bro. So honestly, I just think Sonic Unleashed is like a really, really good game, maybe like a 7 and 8. I just think that it has a little bit of flaws that people in the hype of it getting ported to PC are just like, this is one of the best Sonic games of all time. And honestly, it's maybe like top 10, top 5 maybe, but I don't think it's like top 2 or whatever. And it does have to do with the fact that people don't really count the classic games anymore, you know what I mean?
Actually, I was gonna say, do people count the classic games?
People just forget the old games. The older a game is, they forget it. Like Sonic Adventure 1 is super underrated. Why? Because it's the first one and it doesn't have Shadow, Like it's not as cool as and epic as Adventure 2. It's mostly for the really nostalgic Dreamcast vibes that people remember Sonic Adventure 1. But having played the whole franchise over like 2 months in a row, I did the whole franchise from classic all the way like 2D all the way to the modern games. I just honestly, I would probably say like Sonic Adventure 1 is probably the best game that doesn't have the boost mechanic. But I would just say this is amazing. The fact that this got ported on PC is amazing. We literally don't have a port for this at all on anything. Not even, you can't even play this on the PS4 or anything. And that alone is amazing, and it's probably gonna force Sega to add some new content if they ever release this again. Like if they make a Sonic Unleashed PC port. Maybe even a Shadow campaign, even though Shadow's oversaturated right now, But this does up their. I think competition is good. I think this forces Sega to have to up their game if they want to really re-release Sonic Unleashed.
That's true.
Yeah, and I think honestly they could probably do it by just making a definitive edition that combines the Wii version with the the HD version, this version, because the Wii version has temples, and this game does not have temples. It has cutscenes where you have temples. Whereas in the Wii version, you actually have to play the Gaia Temple. When you go restore the planet, every time you have to play the temple. Yeah, that doesn't exist here. It's just a cutscene.
Damn.
Yeah. So
you guys really got screwed over.
Yeah. Nah, we have a hub town and like a overworld. You guys don't have an overworld, buddy.
That's true. We just. I remember clicking on the little.
Yeah, the visual novel like stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, wait, so that was only a Wii thing?
Yeah, that was only a Wii thing. There's hub worlds here, bro.
Bruh, that was like one of my favorite parts, to be honest. I was like, oh yeah, I could just get in, jump out, and that's it.
Yeah, it is cool. You can jump in and out here too, but you kind of don't have the whole collectathon thing, which honestly I think is very underrated. I think people ignore the collectathon because they just don't like having you need to have this many medals to unlock this stage kind of stuff. But I think collecting is really cool in this. Like you're going light speed, right? And you miss one little coin, and now you have to do it again. But you have to like do the coin, right? And you have to be really accurate. No, you're not forced to, because there's so many coins in the game. You could pick whatever coin you want. Okay. But just think about it, if you're like you play this game 100 times, that's a cool challenge, like especially since the stages are so short.
No, that's true. Yeah, I guess I just like I like collectibles and like games and stuff like that, but I like them very optional. Like
Yeah.
I like doing it if it's gonna get me something like extra, like
Yeah, like the
super
outfits
extra.
in Odyssey, for example.
Yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah. Or
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
I think the main problem in this game is that they're forced. Like you need to do a certain number of them. The Wii kind of skips that, but I don't know. I just think that they did the whole collectathon thing here in terms of just finding the collecting, like the collectible, and going around and exploring. It's cool. Like the Werehog, especially you explore and you find stuff. I think that's really cool to me. So I don't know. I think like overall, I think this game's a really good game. I just think people are maybe just they're so hyped with the fact that Recompiled exists that now this is like the best Sonic game of all time, and I think
Mhm.
that's just cap. Like with this bad of a final boss in Sonic, like Sonic has some of the best final bosses ever. Even Black Doom felt hype. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that dude, by the way, you need to like Shadow the Hedgehog. You play against Black Doom in the last story, Super Shadow. You have to wait 10
Uh-huh.
minutes for you to get the dialogue. You have to, yeah. Unironically, there's actual like proof of it. You have to wait 10 whole minutes for Eggman to be like, "Yo, by the way, you're not an android. You're the real Shadow. You're the ultimate life form. Here's the lore." You know, that's yeah,
Damn.
and that's super funny to me because they want you to go AFK or do they just want to reward bad players with lore? I don't know. This is
Damn,
very.
I think I must have got the lore or something.
I love this game though. No matter what, I still love this game honestly, and I think the fact that the fact that it exists now on PC, everybody should
Yeah.
play it. But yeah, hold on, let me do.
Shout out to all my werehogs.